Bosnia Pyramid of the Sun.
Hvala.
Can you tell us something about your trip with Vespa GT these last 4 years?
Okay, hello, hi, my name is Ilario, I'm from Milano, and I'm traveling all around the world since 2017. It means 4 years ago I started my long journey all around the world with my old scooter. This is a Vespa. The model is from 1968, so it's an old Vespa. It's 53-year-old Vespa, and I started from Milano, my city, hometown, and I went all around Europe before I went to North Cap, and after North Cap I went to Spain, and from Spain I took the ferry to Morocco, and from Morocco all the way down to South Africa, from South Africa to Egypt, Turkey, Central Asia, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, Iran. After I went to Saudi Arab country, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Bahrain, etc. And when I came back to Iran to go to Australia, COVID happened, so I was stuck in Iran for 8 months. And after 8 months, I went back to Turkey, and now I'm traveling all around Eastern Europe, because it's the only part in the world where I can travel freely. So here I am, and then the next countries will be until Ukraine, Romania, Moldova. And after, as I say every time, the plan is no plan. So let's see what happens during this long journey with my Vespa.
So 3 days ago you entered the Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Yeah.
You visited Mostar,
Yeah.
Sarajevo, and
Yeah.
today is Visoko.
Yes.
So first impressions about Visoko.
I entered in Bosnia about 1 week ago. I started from Mostar because it's a city really I want to see, because it's a famous Mostar. I mean, the bridge of Mostar I saw many times 20 years ago at the television, unfortunately. And after Mostar I went to Sarajevo, and I liked Sarajevo because it's a nice, vibrant city where you can meet a lot of people, a lot of different cultures. And here I am in Visoko, and with my Vespa friends, Bartolomej with his Vespa. And about Visoko, I don't know, I want to explore Visoko because they told me there is the biggest pyramid in the world, there are tunnels, there are a lot of things to see. So, and what I like most at the moment, the first impact is it's very green, and for me the nature is very important. So here we are in the forest, I mean in the middle of the forest, so let's see what happens in Visoko, but I like it, I mean, yes.
Welcome to Visoko.
Thank you.
Another question is to ask you what you bring on your trip with Vespa.
Okay.
What is everything in your bags? How is going with trip costs? Where you sleep?
Okay.
Where you go? What you want to see in other countries?
Okay. As you can see, this is a small scooter. It's not big enough to carry what you want. So what I have here, it's my little house. I have my clothes. I have my spare parts for Vespa. I have extra benzene for my Vespa. I have my tent, my tripod for my camera, and electronic devices. So in all just these 40 kilos of stuff, I have my house. And yes, usually I sleep in the tent because it's a long journey, so I have to save the money as much as I can. So I sleep in the tent wherever, and I eat not in the restaurant, but I take food from the supermarket. So, and after 4 years, I crossed about 83 countries. And I manage about 140,000 kilometers right now from when I started. So it's a long journey, especially for an old motorbike like this. And sometimes happens that I have some problems because, I mean, with my Vespa is a very strong scooter, but for example, I never stuck in the road because I had problem. Never, never. Only once when I was in Tajikistan, in Central Asia, my suspension broke. So I had to wait 1 month from Italy to Tajikistan. Tajikistan is a small, tiny country next to Afghanistan, and it's very difficult to send something from Europe to there. So for 1 week, for 1 month, I waited by my rear suspension, and it was an amazing experience. And yes, I travel with a Vespa and not with a big motorbike because it's a kind of philosophy for me to travel with a Vespa. When the people see a Vespa, they always smile. And when the people smile, is the best business card to get friends, to get new friends. And this is most important for me. I travel not to see the landscape. I travel not only to see countries, but even the most important for me is to meet, to know culture, different people. So Vespa is the best business card I can have, and this is the reason I travel with the Vespa. And it's easy to fix it, and you can find the spare parts all around the world. You can find some mechanics that can fix it all around the world. For example, everybody think, okay, why you don't travel with a big BMW that you can travel all around the world easy? But okay, if you go to Africa, if you are stuck in Cameroon, in Gabon, and something happened to your BMW, how you fix? You are able to fix it. You have spare parts to fix it, and if you have, there is a mechanic that a BMW service that can fix it. I mean, no. So this is the reason I travel with the Vespa too, because it's the best scooter I can travel, and it's very strong one. Yes.
And can you tell something us about your first big trip 10 years ago with another Vespa?
Yeah.
When you travel around North and South America.
Yes. This is my second long trip. And I call it the Grand Tour, and it means that all around the world. But 10 years ago I started my Vespa adventures, and I traveled all around America, from New York to Alaska, from Alaska to Argentina, coming back to New York with another Vespa, with a 40-year-old Vespa, Sprint Veloce, the name. And now it's in a museum, sleeping in the Museum of Vespa in Italy. And it was a long, amazing journey. I crossed 21 countries, and I covered about 83,000 kilometers. And it was so amazing experience that I decided, okay, now I go back to Italy, I work, I save money again, and when I have enough money to travel again, I will travel. And here I am. After I worked in Italy for 4 or 5 years, I decided to see the rest of the world. So this is my second long journey, yes, definitely.
And maybe for the end of this interview, can you tell us maybe the funniest anecdote that you have in your trip?
Yes, I can. Okay. The people ask me always where you sleep, who you meet, do you stay alone, are you traveling alone? The truth is, you never be alone, because when you are alone, you meet more people when you are in a group, and even the people come to you easier way, because they see just one person, they come approach you. If you are in a group, you just stay in the group and you don't meet a lot of persons. So it's not true I'm traveling alone. I'm traveling with my Vespa and with all the world around me. So I'm always with the people, and I always try to be in touch with the other people. And for example, one day I was in Dubai. Dubai is a very expensive city. It's over my budget city, let's say. And when I was there, I went to the Catholic mission of Dubai to ask hospitality, can sleep there for 2 days. and they told me, no, sorry, my friend, these days they are holidays, and there is full of people, and our rooms are full. But there was, and when I was talking with the priest, there was a guy, a black guy from Nigeria. He told me, if you want, I can help you. Okay, why not? I mean, if you can help me, I really appreciate. And he told me, okay, listen, follow your Vespa, follow me, and I will go with my car and my daughters. I want to bring you in a place. Okay, let's go to this place. I follow him to this place, and at the end it was a 5-star hotel in Dubai. And he told me, you are my guest for 2 days. You do whatever you want. You can stay here. You have breakfast for free, whatever you want. You are my guest for 2 days. Wow, amazing. I mean, usually I sleep in the tent. I sleep in the normal places, and after I went in this 5-star hotel in Dubai. After in the night I was chatting with him by WhatsApp, and he told me, oh, my daughter saw you, they really like if you can come to our house to have dinner together, and so you can tell us your story about the war with your Vespa. Okay, yes, it was very good guy. And after we exchanged even the Instagram contact, and the name is Higo. And after looking at his page in Instagram, I figured out that he's one of the richest men in the world, because he's like a petroleer. I mean, he works with oil. He has a big company. He's one of the first richest men for Forbes. I don't know what's the name of the newspaper. Anyway, he's really super rich. And what I want to tell you, you never know who you meet. Maybe you can sleep with the poorest man in the world, and the day after you wake up thanks to the richest man in the world. I mean, this is a kind of adventure for me, because you never know where you will sleep, and you will who you will meet. And another anecdote, and the second and last one anecdote I can tell you now is, for example, when I was in Africa, in Botswana. It's a very big country. Africa is a huge continent. And with my Vespa, sometimes it was a little bit difficult because the roads are not so great, and the distance between villages are very long, far away, village to village. And I used to sleep with my tent. And one night it was really getting dark. I decided, okay, I put my tent here in the middle of savannah, and tomorrow I will reach the next village. So I put the tent there, and I sleep with a baobab, with trees, with the desert of Botswana surrounding me. At 3 in the morning I listen some noises around my tent. But when you sleep with your tent in the middle of the nature, you get used, because there are a lot of noises. I mean, there is the wind, the trees that move the leaves, or the small, I don't know, rats, mouses, birds, every kind of animal. So, I mean, you get used to have a lot of noise around your tent, so you don't consider them. But after a while, I was sleeping here. The only thing I left out of my tent, it was the bag of my tent. I left outside because it was dirty. Okay. And when I was sleeping, my head was here, and the bag of my tent was outside, but really 10 centimeters far from my head. And I listened these noises. Wow, what is this animal? Who is this animal that makes these sounds? So what I did is I opened the tent, the zip of the tent, and I saw 3 lions around my tent. They were playing with the bag of my tent. And the people told me, if lions come, don't go out from your tent, don't move, don't make noise, just stay in the tent, and hope that the lions are not hungry. So what I did was, I just stayed in the tent, and I was praying that lions went away, and I was lucky because the lions were not hungry, but they want just to play with the bag of my tent. And this is what can happen even during the night. I mean, part of the life, part of an adventure, sleeping with lions. It was funny. Yes.
And we are waiting for your new book. about this long journey from Milano to North Cap to South Africa
Okay.
to Arabia to Iran, then Bosnia and Herzegovina and other countries. We wish you luck to your next countries on your trip,
Okay.
to have a good trip and to enjoy today in Visoko. And thank you very much for coming in Visoko. It's our honor and pleasure to
have you here.
have you here
And to meet
be
you.
our guest.
It's my pleasure to stay here in Visoko, to have such great friends like you that invited me to visit Visoko. And if you are interested in my travel, you can follow me on my social media, Vespanda Ilario Lavarra, and it's written below this video for sure, my contact, so you can follow me and my Vespa all around the world during this long journey. So all the best, my friends. I hope to come back soon in Bosnia, and thank you. Hvala.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you one more time, and don't worry, we don't have lions here.
You don't have lions? Okay, thanks God. Thanks God.
Thank you.